In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 things that if you do, you are set to have the perfect day. So unfortunately, most people don't structure their day. They wake up, they scroll through social media and start checking emails. That is like building a house and starting with the walls instead of the foundation. So what I'm going to do in this video is share with you 10 things that you can do to ensure that you are not only productive, but you also are effective and energized at the end of the day. Hi, I'm Tony Javier, founder of multiple successful businesses, including an Inc. 5000 rated real estate investment company. And I make these videos to show entrepreneurs and executives how to dramatically increase their income while working much less. Just as I've learned to run my companies in just a few hours a week, I now teach others how to make way more money in way less time. So let's jump into these 10 things. So the first thing is to wake up early. I feel like the perfect time to wake up is around 5 a.m. I know for some of you that may not be possible because you have kids and things like that. But luckily, most kids don't wake up till at least 7, so waking up at 5 and starting your day is actually perfect. Why 5 a.m.? Well, if you read the book by Robin Sharma, The 5 a.m. Club, there's a lot of benefits of waking up early. So the biggest thing is you have time for yourself. At 5 a.m., typically your spouse is sleeping, your kid's sleeping, you don't have emails coming through, you don't have text messages, and I'm gonna share why not to check emails and text messages here in a little bit, but this is a perfect opportunity for you to have time for you. Which leads me to the second thing is to drink a big glass of water when you first wake up. I have a big mason jar that I fill up every single morning and drink that before I do anything else. If you think about it, you're basically dehydrated from the last 10 to 12 hours that you had a drink. And you know why else first thing in the morning? A lot of the times throughout the day, people forget to drink. They get busy and they just don't drink. This ensures that you get about half of the amount of water that's probably the minimum that you need to function throughout the day. I actually feel like a lot of the reason people are tired is either they don't get enough sleep, they don't drink enough water, or they don't breathe well. Which leads me to the third thing that leads to the perfect day, and that's meditating. Even spending 5 minutes in meditation will really help you start your day. And if you can do 30, that is even better. They say meditation on top of gratitude are some of the best things you can do for your mental health. So get your brain ready by meditating because there's things that are going to come at you, but if you meditate and get your mind right, you're going to be able to react to those a lot better. What if I could show you how to make way more money working half the time you are now? I want to show you my 3-step system that I use to go from 60 to 80-hour weeks to now only working a few hours a week in my businesses. The truth is, I actually don't really have to go to work even those few hours a week. If I don't show up, I actually still get paid. In fact, a couple years ago, I got really sick and really couldn't fully work for about a year. And not only did my businesses run without me, they actually did record numbers, doing millions and millions of dollars in business without me. Now I'm on a mission to help as many people to create a business that runs without them, or at the very least, the ability to cut your work week to 5 hours or less. If you need my help doing that, you can go to tonyjavier.com/automation, where I'm going to share my 3-step process to help you do the same. So go to tonyjavier.com/automation to book a call with me and my team. Number 4 is exercise. They say the most benefit you get is from 0 to 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, you're actually getting diminishing returns. So just doing 20 minutes of fast walking, lifting weights, running, something where you're active, even if it's just sit-ups. There's so many benefits of exercise in the morning that if you're not doing that, you need to start it. Number 5 is to plan your day. And so far, we are still before 8 a.m. So when I'm planning my day, I look at my calendar and I look at my to-do list and I say, what can I delegate or what can I defer until later? Then I do a little bit of gratitude. Name at least 3 things I'm grateful for. I get a little clarity and I say, what are the 3 things that I need to do today that if I did only those, I would feel accomplished today? And I'm gonna expand on that here in just a minute. And then for energy, I say, what is one healthy thing I can do? What is one fun thing I can do? And what is one thing nice I can do for somebody else? And then I write 3 words that describe who I want to be. And when I go through this exercise, the days that I do it, I can tell I'm super clear. The days that I don't do it, just not quite as clear. So don't forget before 8 a.m. to plan your day. Come up with a system that works for you, if not this one. And then number 6, do your top 3 things first thing in the morning. So typically you're gonna start your day at 8 a.m. They say the first 90 minutes of your day are your most productive because you are the most focused. So at this point, you shouldn't have checked any emails. You shouldn't have checked any text messages. You should have not gotten any notifications. In fact, I try and keep my phone on airplane mode until 8 a.m. So what are some things that you could do to drive your business forward? It could be raising money. It could be something with marketing. It could be shooting some videos that could bring business in. In fact, I'm shooting these videos first thing in the morning because I'm focused, I'm clear. And when I do them, I know they are going to provide value to me and provide value to hundreds, potentially thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of people. And then number 7, take a 1-hour lunch break. So after you do your 90 minutes, you should have at least 2 hours in the morning to do whatever you need to do. Make sure you take a lunch break. This is something that's been really tough for me, but every time I do it, I finish the afternoon strong. So not only take lunch breaks, but make sure you schedule other breaks in your day. These breaks are there for you to energize, to plan, to think, to just have some space. Number 8, make sure you get 3 good, nutritious meals. I know most people are really busy and they eat on the run. Breakfast is probably the easiest meal because you're at home getting ready to go to work, but sometimes in the middle of the day, you're on the run. You just have to figure out how to plan. Just remember, the food you put in your body is a big determinant on how your energy levels are. And if your energy levels are down, your decision-making is going to go down. So just make sure you plan meals that have good protein, have good fats, and good carbohydrates. Try and cut out as many breads and white things as you possibly can. Number 9, execute work sprints and time blocks. So time blocking is one of the best things you can do for productivity. So basically, this is taking your to-do list and your project list and putting it on your schedule. They say if it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. There was actually a Harvard study that showed that when students were given something and they put a day and time that they were to do it, it was exponentially more likely for them to get that thing done. So this is a chance for you to put important things in your calendar to make sure they get done. And with work sprints, schedule hours throughout the week where you just barrel through things. That would be checking emails. That would be getting things back to your team. These are little things that if you sit down and focus for 30 minutes to an hour at a time, you can sprint through and get so many things done if you dedicate work sprints throughout the week. So time block important things and time block work sprints to get through a lot of little things that you need to get through throughout the week. And then number 10, end your day at 5 p.m. If you haven't heard of Parkinson's Law, you need to look into it. Basically, it says that your work will expand to the time that you give it. So if you say you're going to work from 8 to 5, you're going to get the important things done probably within that time period. If you give yourself until 10 o'clock and you work from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m., which I used to do a long time ago, you're going to burn yourself out and you're going to expand everything that you need to do in that time period. So there's a possibility if you work an 8-hour day, you can get as much done, if not more done, than you can a 12 to 15-hour day. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be able to take time off in the evening. You're going to be able to spend it with your family and be able to do what you need to do in the evening to regenerate for the next day. So this here is the perfect day. If you can get all 10 of these things done in your day, you are going to have a perfect day. Even if you do half of these, your day is probably going to be much better than it used to be or that it usually is. So write these things down, maybe try and implement 1 or 2 of these things each week. And then after a month to 2 months, you've implemented all of these and start having some perfect days. My mission with this channel in these videos is to get you working smarter instead of harder. And my ultimate goal is to get you to working a 5-hour week. It's what I call a 5-hour business. So if you want to continue to learn how to work smarter, work less, and still make more money, go to tonyjavier.com/connect, where you can connect with me, you can connect with my network, and you can plug into the things that we are giving our community. Your net worth is in direct proportion to your net work. So plug into my network and we'll see you on the other side.